Welcome to the Puberty Prof podcast, where information and tools are shared to help you have conversations about puberty and other growing up topics. Here is your host, Lori Reichel, the Puberty Prof, a nationally recognized health educator, author of the award-winning book, Common Questions Children Ask About Puberty, and creator of the Talk Puberty app.
Hi, and welcome to the Puberty Prof podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Lori Reichel, the Puberty Prof. This is a mini episode. So first, let me say Happy New Year, and may this upcoming year bring you so much joy and positive health. I truly wish that for you and your family members and friends. So let me now jump into what this mini episode is going to be about. So basically, I'm going to go over some terminology reminders just really briefly, and that's the difference between puberty and adolescence, as well as what to expect from this podcast in 2023. I'm going into my third year, and I'm so proud of that. And then things that I've learned over the past 2 years from doing this podcast. So first, I wanted to go over what's the difference between puberty and adolescence. A lot of people sometimes will ask me, I heard an episode that dealt with relationships, friendships, and is that really puberty? Well, the answer is no. I called myself the Puberty Prof because usually a lot of parents, caretakers, teachers, etc., when they hear like there's going to be puberty talks in school, they're like, oh, I don't know how to handle this. So I wanted to make sure that those folks had a tool and information for how to handle those talks. So I called myself the Puberty Prof 2 years ago to make sure people found me online. Yet the reality is I'm really the adolescence professor, if I say it like that, because this podcast goes over more than the physical changes. It goes over, and if you are watching this on YouTube, you'll see it goes over more than the physical changes. Puberty refers to the physical changes, and adolescence is that time period of going from being a child to an adult, in which the changes include the social, mental, emotional, environmental, physical, and spiritual. And when I teach this to young people, I call it SMEEPs. Now, what to expect in 2023 is the following. Like I said, it's the third year of the Puberty Prof podcast. And I'm so proud to say that this podcast is now part of Digitent Podcasts. So if you go online and you do a search for Digitent Podcasts, they have a whole bunch of other podcasts that refer to health and wellness. I'm so proud to be a part of this wonderful group of folks. For 2023, I'm going to attempt to make sure that the recordings are less than 30 minutes. Most, if not all, of the clips in 2023 are going to have full YouTube clips. So in 2022, I started having short video clips. Some were full of the whole entire episode, but for 2023, the attempt is to make all or almost all of them to be full YouTube clips. Also, I'll have a few more episodes in which young people talk about their memories of growing up. In 2023, there's going to be more updated information in life tools. And keep your fingers crossed and your toes. There's going to be a future announcement. I'm actually working on another project right now, and I'm hoping to announce it sometime before the summer. I'm hoping, but maybe it'll be done on my birthday or during my birthday month. Now, the last thing I just want to share with you is what I've learned over the past 2 years. And basically, the biggest thing I've learned is that there's so many great resources out there, and I have made so many positive connections with these resources. I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for the guests that have been on, and also the people that have reached out to connect with me about what information is more needed, any recommendations for the future. Thank you so much. What's really interesting too is that having a podcast does increase my confidence, in which the recordings are getting stronger and stronger. I think at times my New York accent might be coming out more. However, I really feel more comfortable and confident about doing an episode as well as talking with a guest. I think the conversations are going smoother. The other thing that I've learned is that I am passionate and still am passionate about this project. It is part of my service and scholarship to the world. It does take time. I'm not going to deny that. So if you're thinking about creating a podcast, realize you can do a few, but after a while, it's like a habit. You have to make sure you keep on moving forward. And then I'm also asked a lot about, are you making all this money from it? The reality is that there are certain podcasts out there that exist that do make money. It might eventually. Right now, I'm doing this because of my passion. I do want to provide updated information, and I want to equip people with how to talk honestly about this everyday event of puberty, the growing up stuff, but also the social, the mental, and all that young people are going through. So if you're a young person, I'm attempting to provide you with more tools and information to make you the healthiest and happiest you can be. So before I sign off today, I have an ask. If you wouldn't mind, please give 5 stars or whatever the highest rating is on your podcast platform so more people can find this podcast. The more ratings it has, the more likely it's found on a search. Also, if you would share it with people that you know they could use the podcast, and send in your questions and comments. I do have an email address of pubertyprof@gmail.com. You can also go to my website, pubertyprof.com, in which there's a comment form you can just fill out with questions and comments. Also, remember to use these tools that exist. So it's certainly this podcast, and then there's the Talk Puberty app, and the book titled Common Questions Children Ask About Puberty, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's the questions that children have asked me over the years when I've talked to them about puberty and other growing up topics. So there's questions with very simple age and developmentally appropriate answers. And that the Talk Puberty app is associated with some of those questions on there. And there's also the Puberty Chit Chat cards. If you're watching this on the YouTube, you'll see a photo of some of the cards in the corner of this PowerPoint slide. So they're handheld cards, and there's some of those questions from the handheld cards on the app, but they're also associated with the book. So they're all working together as a team, but you can use one or all of these because, again, my passion is to help people, to help them be healthier, and really to increase effective communication between young people, older people, for everyone. Because with healthier communication, we have healthier relationships. So again, if you want to contact me, please go to pubertyprof.com or lorireichel.com. And again, I thank you so much for listening in. I wish you again a very happy and healthy 2023. Please continue to listen in and share this podcast with others. I look forward to having another 39 episodes released this year. And with that, I wish you a happy and healthy day.
Thank you for listening to the Puberty Prof podcast, where information and tools are shared to help you have conversations about puberty and other growing up topics. Did you enjoy this episode? Please like, share, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. You can also follow the Puberty Prof on Twitter or Instagram. The Puberty Prof, Lori Reichel, wants to hear from you. Go to pubertyprof.com or click on the link in this episode's description. There you can find more information, as well as ask questions to be answered by the Puberty Prof in a future episode. That's pubertyprof.com. Also, remember to check out the Talk Puberty app and the book, Common Questions Children Ask About Puberty. Until next time, this is the Puberty Prof podcast, where information and tools are shared to help you have conversations about puberty and other growing up topics.